Hello there, I'm Black Bright News, and today's story is about Rosa, an undocumented migrant who's in the UK. Fictitious, of course, but she's feeling pain. She's afraid to go to the hospital because she's afraid of being deported. So, this is a story to, I guess, for migrants who are undocumented and who are living with pain and who could end up dying because they're too scared to go and seek help. So, let me tell you a story about someone I'll call Rosa, because Rosa could be anyone, a neighbour, a colleague, a woman on the bus, and her story might be the one that finally helps someone listening today understanding what really happens when an undocumented person goes to the A&E. Rosa has been living in the UK for 6 years. Quietly, carefully, she worked in a cafe, the type where she remembered everyone's order and always topped up your cup before you even noticed it was empty. But behind that friendly smile was a constant hum of fear. Fear of being noticed, fear of saying the wrong thing, fear of being sick. Sickness to Rosa was not just a medical problem, it was a risk she couldn't afford. So when the pain started, sharp, twisting, low in her belly, she ignored it. Tiredness, she told herself. Stress. Maybe it's something I ate. But the pain wouldn't go away. By the third day, she was doubled over at the counter, trying to breathe through it while serving a croissant. Her manager noticed. She insisted she go home. Rosa smiled, nodded and took the bus, not home, but to the A&E. She sat outside the sliding doors for 20 minutes watching people go in. One woman came out sobbing, another came in holding a child, a man rushed past clutching his chest. And Rosa sat there thinking, what if they ask me for papers? What if they call immigration? What if they charge me something I can't pay? What if this isn't an emergency and I get into trouble? But the pain sharpened again, like a fist twisting inside her, and she knew she couldn't go home. So she walked in. The receptionist looked up, smiled politely, and asked her what's wrong. She didn't ask her for ID. She did not ask about citizenship. She did not ask anything other than, what's happening today, love? Rosa tried to explain the pain. The receptionist nodded and handed her a wristband. Take a seat. A nurse will call you. That part is the first assessment. It's free for everyone, citizen or visitor, visa holder or undocumented, because you cannot know whether something is an emergency until a professional checks. After a short wait, a nurse called her name, guided her behind the curtain and began asking questions. When did the pain start? Has it moved? Was she bleeding? Was she dizzy? They took her temperature, her heart rate, her blood pressure. The nurse didn't ask why she was in the UK or whether she had a passport. They were interested in one thing. Is this life-threatening? Because that's the rule of the NHS. Emergencies are to be treated first, without charge, without delay, without checking immigration status. A doctor joined them, pressed gently on Rosa's stomach, watched her wince and said, we're going to run some tests. So they did a scan, checked her bloods, asked more questions, and after a couple of hours the doctor returned. It looks like you've got appendicitis, he said. Not the worst kind, but definitely not something to leave untreated. Her appendix was inflamed but hadn't burst yet. Is it an emergency? Rosa asked softly. The doctor nodded. It could become one very quickly. That's why we need to treat it. And in that moment, Rosa felt something she hadn't felt in weeks. Relief. Because an emergency means treatment. An emergency means care now. Payment questions later. And only if they apply. It means she was safe in that moment. She was taken to surgery that night. The operation went well, and by morning she was sitting up, sipping tea, grateful simply to be alive. But that's not the end of the story, because what she learned next is what I want every undocumented person listening today to hear. When she was recovering, a hospital administrator came to explain the rules. They told her clearly, "You won't be charged for the emergency assessment. That part is always free. And you also won't be charged for the treatment necessary to save your life right now. But some parts of your ongoing care, follow-up, checkups, non-emergency treatment may come with a cost." She listened carefully, and yes, she was nervous, but the staff didn't threaten her. They didn't intimidate her. They didn't call immigration. They didn't treat her like a problem. They treated her like a patient, a human being who needed help. What Rosa learned, and what I hope listeners will take away, is this. If you think you are having an emergency, you can go to A&E. You will be assessed for free. You will not be turned away. You will not be arrested. You will not be asked about your status before being seen. And if it is an emergency, you will receive life-saving care, regardless of who you are or what documents you have. If it turns out not to be an emergency, if it's something that can wait, or something a GP could handle, the NHS may charge for treatment. They may redirect you to another service, but they will not throw you out. You will receive help to understand your next steps. Rosa's appendix could have burst if she stayed at home. She could have died from fear of asking for help. So she tells people now, quietly, privately, in community groups, at church, go. If you're scared and if something feels wrong, go. The assessment is free and it might save your life. And that's the message I want to leave with you today. Health is not a luxury. Fear should never cost a life. If something feels like an emergency, trust that feeling. Walk through those doors. The NHS will see you, whoever you are. And that's all I've got to say for now. And I really wanted this to resonate with people who are scared and who don't know what to do, and they are in a quandary. So I hope this is helpful. And that's all for now. Bye-bye.